interrupt this season to bring you a very special episode brought to you by ThinkProp. Now, ThinkProp is the go-to for all property professionals to get accredited and certified and just brush up on your real estate education. Now, I don't want to do MLS a disservice, but if you're a fan like me of shows such as $1 Million Listing and Selling Sunset, you'll be very familiar with the term, or you would have heard the term dropped in conversations, MLS. And that's because MLS, which stands for Multiple Listing Service, according to the National Association of Realtors, 80% of the homes sold in the United States are sold through an MLS. Now, there are around 600 MLSs around the world, mostly between North America, West Asia, and Europe. And it has finally come to the Middle East. This holds significant importance to everyone in the real estate ecosystem. And the person behind it is here with me now. Welcome to the show, Ahmed Elbatrawy, founder of Arab MLS.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. And first of all, Mabruk and congratulations on the endorsement by Dubai Land Department. Could you just give us some color and flavor into that milestone?
That was like a lot of work, a lot of committees, a lot of questions, rules and regulations.
It's been a long time coming, no?
A very long time, years. And finally, we had, our platform endorsed by the Dubai Land Department. And, we're ready to start very soon in Dubai MLS.
Excellent. Right. So for people that don't necessarily understand what an MLS is, because it's very common in the US, it's their baseline. Can you just explain what the MLS actually is?
The MLS is database for real estate inventory. That means we have a database that can be updated every 30 seconds for all the inventory that the brokers and the developers and the agents enter into the system. And we want to be sure that this inventory is correct, accurate information, and it can be shared between the professionals and give them all the information they need, like logistics, for real estate, like database, a huge database for all real estate inventory.
Okay.
This is the basic, which is, there's too much we can talk about, yes.
Okay. And just to explain the differences between an MLS and a typical property portal, how would you explain the differences?
It's completely different. We don't deal with consumers. Multi-listing service, or MLS,
so B2B
is a platform,
only.
is B2B. Have nothing to do with professionals. We, in fact, get data out to the platform, to other platforms, which is, I can give you an example, like Zillow, largest company in the world for real estate to consumers platform, billions, $80-90 billion company, that they get all the data and all the information from the MLS in America, from the multi-listing service.
And that's how it goes. So the sequence there is you list first as a realtor.
Yes.
First of all, you can't access it without being a licensed realtor.
Absolutely.
In the US. You list on the MLS, and then the API, is it called API feed?
We call it IDX, which is
IDX.
API. We can
What
call
does
it
IDX stand for?
Internet Data Exchange, which
Okay.
is API, but in a different way. We have two ways of out, which is IDX, which is, I will explain for you later, and portal.
Okay.
Portal goes to big platforms, websites to sell to consumers, and IDX goes to single agent.
Okay. And
or broker.
So how they do it is they will put it on their MLS, and then that will feed to the Zillows and the property portals.
So everywhere in the, yes.
How's it going to work here?
All right. Here, we just start, and up to date, we are B2B platform. This is what we're building for Dubai. As you know, the Arab MLS is the main multi-listing service, but each country have its own ruls and regulation and guidelines.
Even each
and laws.
emirate, even each emirate has its own.
Yes. Yeah. So in Dubai, we just start to build the system. I think in our website we have it, and should be done in 100 days or so.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the pilot stage, which is like doing some testing and work like that, technical work. So we should be done in the next 100 days or so.
100 days,
3
three months by the summer.
Yeah.
Everyone will be.
Be
Everyone
out.
leave. Yeah, everyone
So
will
we're
be
just
out.
gonna come with nobody here.
So when you come back from the summer, you might find MLS.
Or maybe
in-
you guys gonna be excited just to stay at the summer.
yeah,
for the
like
MLS.
cancel all your
Just
summer
kidding.
plans. Stick around for MLS.
Yes.
Okay. So you are fundamentally a proptech solution, property technology solution.
Yes.
And proptech is, there are two types of proptechs, right? There is proptech that is looking for a problem. It's a solution looking for a problem, or it's solving a major problem. That's the only two types of proptechs. What problem are you solving?
We are the major problem we are solving is the duplicate listings.
Mm-hmm.
But duplicate listing is one of the major issue that can cause problem to people buying real estate, to investors, to homeowners, like home buyers, first-time home buyers, whoever wants to buy a property. It can cause a problem, duplicate listing or inaccurate information.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the most important problem that we're solving, but we're solving way more problems than this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're going to go through all the problems that you're solving.
All yours today.
But I want to touch on the main issue of duplicate listings. Now here, you as an owner, you can list your property with up to 3 agents on the portals. Are you saying that on the MLS, it's going to be limited to one list? That one listing can only be listed by one agent.
Let me explain it,
Mm-hmm.
so it can be very clear to the real estate community. We understand that the law and the regulation and the culture and the business is saying that 3 agents can share one listing.
Mm-hmm.
But in our system, 1 agent, 1 listing.
Mm-hmm.
And this, what the public should be educated about, and this is how it works everywhere. And by the way, that's way in favor to the listing agent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying this can happen tomorrow, but it's a long-term plan for us to educate the consumer, to work with the culture, and take it step by step. We're not taking market share, or we're not working with 100% of the market from day one. But normally, people like to do business with people or with organization or with company or with whoever is gonna help them to make money.
Right.
And guaranteed the money for them and secure the money. In America, when you have a listing, one of the advantage when you go to your seller, or the seller will ask you, will say, are you going to list it at the MLS?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not listing the property at the MLS, they will not gonna work with you. I'm not anticipating this to happen tomorrow, but I think we have a big campaign coming that will educate the public and the homeowners and the business and the commercial and the developers that listing at the MLS, it goes back to their benefit. It protects them dealing with one broker or one agent. And we're working on it. If I was explaining MLS 3 years ago at the Middle East and nobody understand, today I'm saying like a lot of people understand what's the MLS now.
Yeah.
So I think I made a great, achieve something in the last 3 years.
And your next step is to change the culture of the consumers to start asking the question to their agent, are you listing on the MLS?
Yes.
That's your North Star, shall we say? Or maybe
Yes.
it's not the North Star, but we'll
When I started the MLS, people say I'm crazy. And we made it.
Why did they say you were crazy?
Because of the culture, because people used to do business certain way. And they didn't believe in what I'm like, you know what? You're going to do a multi-listing service at the Middle East? I said, yes. And, look where we are today. Invested millions of dollars. We have a platform that very powerful. I have a company that worth billions of dollars, American companies supporting my platform. There's no like competition in America even. Like when you talk about CoreLogic, the company that built the Matrix, this company worth billions of dollars. And today people knows what's MLS and we achieve something. My opinion is, if you're not willing to adopt the change, you will go out of business. People, they were huge organizations in America. They didn't adopt the change and they found themselves out of business. What I'm trying to do today, or I'm trying to get the business or to make the change, is something I didn't invent. It's something is working since 1875 in the United States of America. So the system is running.
It was a paper system back then.
Billions of dollars. You know the story of the MLS and the book. Used to be a book. People brokers share the information with each others. Then the book became a computer software. Then the software became the Matrix. Our platform Matrix, which is we did in Arabic, work 90% of the American market and the Canadian market, Mexico, Australia, work with the Matrix. So it's no brainer that, I understand that it's going to be challenging, but again, if you don't adopt the change, you're not going to stay in business. You're not going to reach the global business. The whole world is connected to each other now. You can just keep doing the same work, the same old way, and expect this to work.
I mean, speaking as a consumer myself, as a landlord, as a seller, as a buyer, and as a tenant, I would love to know that every single property that is listed is assigned to one agent. This would be perfect for me because I don't have, let's talk about what's in it for me as an agent. If I was an agent, I would love to not be worried that my property is going to get sold by my competition, A. I would, as a buyer, love to know that I'm not going to get, we have the term gazumped in the UK, where, someone beats me to it. So I would love to know that I'm secure with the agent. As a seller, I would love to just deal with one person, get all the feedback from one person. There's no doubt about it that everyone would prefer that listings are assigned to one agent. Now, if we've got a current culture where the existing culture, it's okay and it's known that you can list with up to 3 people, how do you see that culture shift from 3 agents to 1? And what do you think that's going to do to standards in the industry?
This should happen, and it will happen, again, because people like platforms or technology that support their business and help them to make money. We're talking about win-win situation for everybody. Think about it this way, Silvia. I have a house. I want to sell my house. I'm a seller. I'm looking to sell it very fast at the highest price. Correct? And the buyer wants to buy very fast at the lowest price. We will never get this transaction done as long as we have information is running very efficient, fast and efficient. And we have one person to deal with, each one of us. That makes the transaction goes very fast, no dispute. The agents will be so happy, the brokers will be so happy, the developer will be so happy to get to this kind of business. And again, I didn't invent this business. I am coming.
You translated it. You translated the business.
Yes, and in Dubai is one of the most strongest cities in the world in real estate business. So how you tell me that until today, Dubai is not adopting a multi-listing service? How? With all this inventory, with all this business, Dubai can take 100% more in real estate brokerage and real estate agents and real estate business, 100% extra. And if we have a multi-listing, yes.
Okay.
And by the way, it's going to be a fair market. I'm not the change, but we will work so hard to educate the agents and the consumers that this is the right way to do business. By the way, this is gonna minimize the dispute everywhere. Like, you're not gonna have a problem. Why? Because I work so hard to earn my listing. Today, when you think about it, it's easy because there is a lot of new construction, which is, you call it off plans here, correct? We call it new construction in America. The off plans is gonna come into a day that is going to end. There's no more land, right? Like New York City. Like New York City today, the pricing is going up and there's no more. Like Dubai is going the same like New York City. This resale market needs an MLS for people to start selling this property and work and create a marketplace for buyers and sellers to have an accurate information, for agents to make money. The most people will benefit from this is the real estate brokerage.
Okay. And I want to get to that, the what's in it for them. And I want to get into what's in it for everybody.
Absolutely.
But first, I want to know why you're the crazy person doing this.
I am the crazy.
And you have a background in, and I discovered this yesterday, that you have a real estate background, which always helps when, people look at kind of prop techs and think, okay, is it just some kind of, kid from Silicon Valley? Everybody wants to know who's behind it, right?
Okay.
What their background is, is it bootstrapped? Do you have investors? How did you get it?
Let me put it this way. Technology was always the key in my business to succeed. Like, even in America, I have a lot of agents, they work with me. I was very, I don't want to say talented, but I was a little bit lucky to have more technology than anybody else to help me close transactions.
And you had your own franchise?
I owned England Brokers, yes.
In Florida?
In Central Florida, yes. And I dropped everything for the MLS. Crazy guy, yes. I understand. And everybody in Florida knows this. I'm the crazy guy, drop everything to build an MLS at the Middle East. But to get back to this point, I found that the Middle East need a multi-listing service or technology. Technology is the key at the business if you do it the right way. In America or Canada, or like I'm talking about the American market because that's mainly what I did business. Just the market is very fair market between everybody. And one of the main reasons for this market to be fair was the MLS.
They play nice.
They play fair, they play clean, and everyone have an opportunity. There is no domination. You want to dominate the market, you have to invest, you have to work in yourself, you have to list more homes. So it comes into a good competition, a fair competition to everybody. That's why there was billions of dollars has been closed in business in America. So the MLS for me was a dream 15 years ago.
And before that, your background was all real estate?
15 years ago. 15 years ago. And the funny thing is, I always wants to build a platform. So 15 years ago, I said, all right, I'm doing great. I'm going to build a platform. And I bought a domain, homes.com.eg. And 15 years before anybody started doing business and before anybody started thinking about technology, and I dropped it because I was busy, life, making money, everything is good, happy in my business. Then 3 years ago, then I was like, was what's going on in Dubai, Egypt, the whole booming at the real estate industry, billions of dollars is in closed transaction. I said, that's the time to adopt this technology. Why? Because I see a lot of platforms, very successful, but where the listing coming from? Everyone is running to get the listing. Everyone is trying to get listings. And at the end of the day, this creates a little bit a great environment locally, but internationally or globally, this is not the right way to do business. Because people, they want to invest, they want to come and see one source of information. You know, they want to see one agent to deal with. The same way they do business in America, they want to buy real estate, you know, in Dubai, in Egypt, and all over the Middle East. So I said, you know what? This is the time. It was not easy at all. That was not easy. I was thinking about dropping many times. But I was like, you know, I have to do it. And, you know, we invested millions of dollars in this platform because we're coming with the top of the line platform in the world. Like when you talk about CoreLogic, a company was like 10,000 employee, revenue 2-3 billion a year, worth 20-30 billion dollars, whatever the price is. Why they have to open a new market if they have a steady business?
And CoreLogic handles what side of the business? It's
The matrix.
So CoreLogic, their product is the matrix.
The matrix.
Which is the MLS system.
Yes.
And you have the exclusive rights in the
I
Middle
own
East?
the exclusive rights from CoreLogic in 6 countries.
Okay. Which are?
Emirates, Qatar,
Down here.
Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt.
Okay.
Full rights. And the matrix is the platform that every real estate professional in America use in a daily basis. So these people in America will be able, the professionals, to log in and find Dubai icon and log in into Dubai system to see what's for sale in Dubai.
So do you think there'll
That's
be a lot
huge.
more international transactions?
That's why CoreLogic play a big, you know, role in this. We have data sharing. I got approached by the largest associations in America today to do data sharing with Dubai. So you, as a real estate agent in Dubai, you will be able to list your property and have 2 million professionals sell it for you in America. What's better than that?
Okay.
And this is the right way to do technology.
Now, I want to go into the what's in it for everyone. But
Yes.
first, I want to know a bit more about you, your background, your journey, your history, how you went from real estate to tech to prop tech.
You know, when I did real estate with tech. So my whole life, I've been selling real estate, and I've been using the state-of-the-art technology.
Right.
I've been part of a huge CRM in the past, maybe 25 years ago, 22 years ago in America. And big companies, when the leads will start, when the pay-per-click campaigns just start, Google pay-per-click campaigns, and create some kind of there was no social media, even there was no Facebook. We used to work only with either company buy leads, and everything was working Google. And that was my niche. So real estate, my whole life I was known about this, real estate and technology. I mix both. So that was my background. Real estate was everything for me. I just feel like I feel so much happy when I close transaction. I feel very happy when I help and support other agents. A lot of people work with me in America. They made a lot of money. I help them. I support them.
Did you ever agent yourself? Were you ever brokering yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So you know the pain of a real estate agent.
That's why I'm doing this.
Okay.
Because the people who will benefit the most is the small agents.
Tell us why.
Because when we did the research, we found a lot of people, Dubai doesn't have, when you talk about the inventory, we need more people, we need more companies. There's still room for growth, too much growth. The challenge the new agent have is how I'm gonna sell real estate. When you think about the start, Dubai as the market, big market, there's a lot of people who wants to sell real estate, but they don't know how to start. The first thing is our platform is only for registered agent and brokers through the Dubai Land Department. So you cannot enter any property if you're not licensed and registered by the Dubai Land Department. I found a lot of agents, they want to do business, but they don't know how to start. Again, technology is the key. Technology is, one of the things we have is IDX, Internet Data Exchange. That will allow a startup agent, to have a feed from us, to have their own domain, to build their own website, and to sell real estate to the world. So it's a huge opportunity for agents to build their own brands. We're supporting small agents.
So if you're an agent on the MLS, from that system, you can have your own website.
Yes.
But you've got no listings yet because you just started. So is this going to encourage perhaps the emergence of sellers agents and buyers agents in the region?
Both. It's you want to see, I got questions from a lot of agents. They say, I want to sell real estate. They used to even send me emails and can you give me an advice how to sell real estate? I work in this country, in Arab countries, and I don't know. I need your advice. You sold real estate, and the advice is you have to adopt technology. Keep working the same way is not going to take you anywhere. Remember Kodak company? Pictures. They were the best company in the world, and now they're out of business because they didn't adopt new technology. It's you're gonna be able as an agent to build your own brand under the MLS, to work, to sell real estate with the guidelines, and the best thing is the rules and the guidelines and the regulation that we have at the system, that everybody work in America the same way.
But in America, it's normal to just be exclusive. So you're coming into a market that it's not the norm to have exclusive listings.
And we're willing to take the challenge.
So in a scenario where there is a multi-listing, is it a race to get whoever gets it on MLS first? It stays?
No,
or how
you have to have an exclusive contract with the listing, with the seller.
So the MLS platform only for exclusive listings?
Yes.
Only for licensed brokers?
Yes.
Okay.
Only for professionals.
Okay. So you as, let's say someone who, we're talking about the brokers now, what's in it for the brokers? If I'm a broker and I've just started, chances are I don't have any listings. So does this help me get started because it gives me access to other people's listings? And is there some sort of, because at the moment we have broker to broker businesses.
Yes, broker to broker. Everything is disclosed at the system. The buyer commission, the seller commission, who is getting paid, how much, when, how, everything.
Okay.
So you put everything you want at the system. We have public remarks and we have agents' remarks. So there is a communication is going to be between the professionals only. They will see, which is bonus, fast sale, must sell, will take any offers. This is not to the public. This is only for the professionals. Then to the public, there is another information. So
we'll get to the public in a minute. I want to nail down the brokers.
But again, I understand it's not easy. And I understand the exclusivity and this is the right way to have an exclusive listings. This will help the listing and the sellers big time. Dealing with one person, having the most intelligent state-of-the-art platform that connected to the whole world, have your inventory, which is, let me put it to you in action, how it works. You want to buy a house in Dubai Hills now, and you're a professional, and when you're a professional, so a buyer came to you and asked you that I want to buy a house in Dubai Hills. Today, based on the current situation, there was a lot of information about Dubai Hills, right? But what about if I tell you that you're gonna log into the multi-listing service, you're gonna find that everything is listed at Dubai Hills based on 100 filters. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how many square feet or how many meter, location, water view, flooring, AC, all this kind of information. We're gonna put all these filters. You're gonna have 5-6 homes. You're gonna create a market analysis. You're gonna send all this email to your buyer, and you're gonna give him also the estimate price based on the sales happen at the area for the last 2 or 3 months. So you're also gonna guide him through the price and what was sold and what was not. That give you the power with your buyer that you're gonna be more efficient, you're gonna be very fast, you're gonna run your business from home. Which is, you're gonna be making money. I don't wanna say not doing anything, but just based on technology.
Yeah. But the status quo now is I have a buyer for Dubai Hills. The same, I will go on one of the property portals and I will I will use the same filters, everything that's available. And I will see that there is, let's say, 20 listings.
Okay.
I will go through manually and call each agent.
Yeah.
And maybe 80% of them will say, I'm not working with agents.
Great. At the MLS, what are you gonna do? You're gonna send the button, you're gonna push a button, then you're gonna send requests to all these agents for the property you want. And you have, as long as you list at the MLS, you have to obey with the rules to the MLS, which is you have to share the listing with other agents. And you're gonna say, this is my co-broke commission. I'm gonna pay 2% to whoever is gonna sell this house. Guess who you're helping? Your seller. The people that they want to sell their home. At the end of the day, if we're not gonna help the consumers and we're not and making money, this is not gonna work. It can't be just like one way. Have to be two ways.
But there is a lot of agents who feel that, well, hold on, I worked hard to build this relationship with my seller.
Great.
I don't want to split the commission. So would it be pointless in that scenario to have that property on the MLS? Is the purpose of MLS purely to split commission?
The purpose of the MLS to have a fair environment to everybody to sell real estate.
That they would like to
if they're not going to
commission on.
It's great. They have to split the commission. We don't make the rules. We don't say how much you're going to pay commission, but
right.
You can list the property and pay whatever you want. But this is not our business. We're a technology company.
But then in this scenario, if we're going to compare MLS to the property portals, there is no restriction on the portals. You list whatever is available. So do you then risk not having all the inventory on MLS because not everybody wants to split their commission? And then you have also internal politics. So you have some agencies who are happy to split the commission internally for resident agents, but they will not split commission with external agents. How are you going to deal with that?
Okay, so just to be very clear, we're not aiming to do business the same way that everybody's doing business. We are the change. If you're not going to work with us, we have our privilege. The actual portals that exist, they have their own benefits. My benefit is global business, connect you to the world, give you a state-of-the-art software that you can do business, create your own websites. There's no extra cost. And have a fair environment to do business, to work.
But at the same time, if I'm this extraordinary agent and I'm getting all these listings because I'm extraordinary, I don't want to half all my potential income because another agent is sitting there saying, I just work with buyers, I don't like getting listings. I just work with buyers.
Yeah.
I wait and I sit on the MLS and I track the buyers and I go into, which is how it works in the US. But
we have listing agents, we have
here?
buyer agents. Yes.
Okay.
Listing agents are the heroes.
Yeah.
Buyer agents it's always like that. It's if you go get listings, you're like the hero.
Yeah.
But you want to sell it fast. You have to work to your clients' benefit, not for yourself, not to be greedy. Like it is very important to have a listing, to sell it fast for the highest price to your seller.
So do you see in a few years' time that this is
Correct.
the ultimate goal is that you will have buyers agents that don't do viewings, they just list. Sorry, not buyers, listing agents that just list properties.
The same way we work
They
in
don't
America.
They don't do a single viewing.
What's the difference between Dubai and New York City? What's the difference between Dubai and Miami? With all respect, why we don't adopt the same way that, you know how many jobs is going to be created? You know how many people, will be making money? How many people will benefit from having a fair environment? You know how many customers will be very happy to sell their homes fast? There's no difference, again, between Dubai and Miami. This is how the business works, and this is what it should work. Again, we're not aiming to get 100% market share, but we know that our way is the right way to do business. Is the only way that will benefit all the stakeholders of the transaction.
Okay. Let's continue on the stakeholders. So brokers, clear. But who's paying? Is it the broker or the brokerage?
It's paying for what?
First of all, explain the pricing model. Let's
we
get into the pricing model.
start at 5,000 dirham a year
Okay.
to subscribe. And we're going to open our system 2 months for free. You don't like it, leave it. It's up to you. But of course, it was minimum listings. You cannot go and list all your property for free. But we're going to open the market. Like, with I don't know, like my team is still working on this, but you're going to have certain property, like 2, 1, 3, whatever. But we're going to open the system for free for 2 months. And it's started 5,000. We have a lot of features and a lot of, but the most important part is that we benefit the users. When you pay, there is ROI for your money.
And is it a monthly
see a value.
subscription or
It's
upfront?
yearly.
Yearly, okay.
Well, we're open to do it monthly, and like I'm not worried about how we're gonna structure the payment. We want people to work with the system. This is the important part.
And it's 5,000 per agent.
Per agent.
So
yes.
if you have a brokerage with 600,
yeah, it's very cheap, by the way. Like it's not like when you get the return for the 500 dirham every month, you will be making way more than that. Adopting the technology and at the end of the day, generating your own leads, working, and those also is gonna benefit all the portals around the Middle East. Why? Because think about the relation between CoreLogic or the associations and Zillow. With all respect, there is no platform at the Middle East, not even 5% of Zillow. We're talking about company with $100 billion company, right? Millions of clicks every day, millions. And they have all their data coming from the MLS, from the multi-listing service. So we're here to work with the portals, to give them updated information every 30 seconds, to support their business, and to make it a fair environment. That's all. So actually portals will benefit from us.
So it's not competition.
Not at all.
There's integration with the portals.
100%. We are far away from the real estate portals. Actually, there is a great portals. They're doing a great job. But again, it's a new technology. It's a new way of doing business. It's a way generate billions of dollars. So why not we can adopt this? We need to serve buyers, sellers. One of the things we have is we're able to list business. Who else at the whole Middle East, and I know after I say this, everybody will do it tomorrow. It's a great that I can be the first one to do it, to say it. We list business.
Businesses for sale.
Businesses for sale.
Okay.
In America, if you have a dry cleaning, you list at the MLS. If you have a gas station, you list at the MLS.
But it's still B2B. It's still
It's still
for
B2B.
brokers only. Okay.
Yes. But you can get it out to the portal. But see, we can compare any portal without saying names, like Zillow. Zillow is way more powerful than the MLS. They make 100 times more than the MLS. We're the small guys. But they take all the data from the MLS. It's not, I want to have all the data. It's not about, it's about serving more people and create more opportunity and have an environment win-win for everybody. This is the important part. You know,
So you see it as kind of complementing, because they have the data. The property portals have the data.
and we're going to have the same exact data from the land department. It's the same exact data that everybody have. We're going to have. This is not the important part, Silvia. The important is create the future data that serve the buyers and the sellers and the investors and the business and the developers and the broker and everybody.
What's that data that we don't already have? What new data is going to come out?
I'm sorry, I'm not following the question.
You're talking about in the future, you're going to be serving with new data.
Yes.
What's the data that you're going to have
The
that doesn't already
listings.
exist?
The listings, the business for sale, listing for sale, you know, all the opportunity in Dubai, commercial, rental property. You know,
And
in
when
Egypt, it's very funny that, you know, one more thing I'm going to say, and I'm giving a lot of free advice today. We're listing the billboards. So billboards is a real estate related. So we have numbers and we're listing billboards.
So you're essentially a B2B classifieds.
Correct.
Okay.
And we help the portal that work with the consumers that they can, you know, have an accurate data, no duplicate, MLS numbers, more search, you know, more index, like how they're gonna index with Google, how they're gonna work with Google, how they're gonna have the search with the, you know, that we have a unique ID for every property, MLS ID number. So that will help a lot also all the portals from the duplicate. You're not gonna have duplicate in any property.
But that's assuming that they list on MLS and feed through MLS to the portals.
Correct.
And you cannot, can I, as a broker, list on MLS, but continue the normal way that I've been doing with my CRM onto the portals?
Yeah. It's at the end of the day, you know, each one of us will determine, you know, work 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year. Then you're going to come in a day that you're going to say, okay, how much money I'm making money here, how much money I'm making here, and which way I need to focus, you know, here or there. Again, we're not in a rush. We exist, and we're going to continue to work, and we're going to continue to work for the change, and we have a good cause. We're trying to help as much agent and brokers as we can.
And are you expecting this to be something that is covered by the brokerage, or are you expecting the agents to come to you directly?
You know, the broker have to first get an MLS ID number. Then the agent get their ID number under the brokerage. And this is between both of them. In America, work both way.
So sometimes agents or brokers in the US, they all pay for their
They pay for it and they have a contract with each other's. You know, at the end of the day, it's one subscription to one agent.
Okay. So let's forget the broker for now. I'm a brokerage owner. I've got 200 agents, let's say. What's in it for me to get all 200 agents subscribed when I'm already paying for these properties to be listed? I'm already paying for, you know, these broker-to-broker connection platforms.
Think about it this way. If your business in 100 miles radius and your business will be in 10,000 miles radius, which way you want to work as a brokerage? How many, if you want to be connected today with your own business, you have your own business running based on maybe 2-3 countries you're dealing with, then overnight you're going to be working with 2 million other professionals connected to them. How much that worth for you in business? Knowledge, information, power, it will add too much for you as a brokerage just joining a platform like this.
And I think the rest of the world, or the rest of the real estate world, is having a tough time at the moment. They're probably sick of hearing Dubai's amazing, Dubai's great. We're doing really well. Real estate's booming. So does this then open up an opportunity for the rest of the world to start saying, oh, okay, forget the town that I'm in. Let me try and divert my buyers to Dubai.
Correct. And that's one of the main reasons. Actually, I'm positive that now, as we're speaking, there's many people wants to invest in Dubai all over the world, but they don't have the resource. It's always about opening new doors, new opportunity, new markets.
So you see this as a lead generator, essentially, a global lead generator to
Dubai.
Yeah.
Just by announcing that Dubai have a multi-listing service is huge. It's huge. Again, I know that the old way is great and it works. But why we can't try something new that will help more people, again, generate more money, help Dubai real estate economy, like huge support, and create more jobs. And see, again, Uber, and that's important. When Uber came, all the taxi drivers were very upset.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I am not going to do this. I can't work with Uber. We lost our business. Guess what? Taxi drivers now, they have Uber application. And they're driving a taxi and they go and they use the technology to make more money.
But that's because it was driven by the consumer. The consumer demanded it. It was very convenient for the consumer.
Correct. And the same thing for the MLS.
Okay, so let's talk about what's in it for the consumer. So I think for me, I know as a proptech founder and having a pass in this, adoption is everything, okay? And human beings by nature do not like change. And this is a big change. So if, with the Uber example, it was because all the ride hailers wanted to it was easy for them. It was easy for them.
Correct.
So if you wanted to be a taxi driver, you have to then go and become an Uber driver. So are you going to, and I suppose that's a good question, are you focusing less on convincing agents and brokerages to adopt the system, or are you going to go for the consumers?
Both.
To demand the system?
Both.
Let's talk about what's in it for the consumer.
Buyer wants to buy and get more information, find what they're looking for, and seller wants to sell at the highest price and very fast. And they don't want headache, both of them. For you as a seller, you will guaranteed that you're gonna push the button, your property will be in each and every platform related to the MLS in the world in a second. So more exposure. And this is the same for the developers. We're going to talk about developers. My chance, if you and me now sitting here and we have $1 million and you and me did business together and we stay here for 5 years, is the $1 million will be $5 million? Or is it going to stay $1 million?
I mean, I'd have probably spent it, quite honestly.
You're going to spend it. You're going to use your credit card. I was going to be like...
I'm the wrong person.
No.
To ask.
But if we have more business coming, the $1 million will be 5 and 10 and more people from outside. That's what's bring the opportunity. it's like we're going here into the same circle over and over and over again. Seller wants to have more exposure to their listings. They want to have more buyers. They want to show it in more markets. Buyers wants to see. I know by fact that when a buyer wants to buy a property, they get and we did some research, and I'm not saying anything, this is not wrong, but there's some hard time finding the property they're looking for. Can you imagine that you want to have something at the beach, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,900 square feet, for this price range, for this building, for this area, near to Starbucks. You want to have a mosque. You want to have a church. You want to have this. You want to have that. Everything. You put the search, bam, you have the list, and you have all the information about these properties, about how many days at the market, what was the price, if there was a reduction at the price, what we think the value, which is we're not responsible, but we give you what's the last sold at the area as a buyer.
But the buyer's not going to have access to the MLS system, so they won't know. They're still going to have the same pain that they go through.
No, you can have an email from our CRM directly to your buyers with the information you want to have. It's layers. You can create 60 to 65 emails with the information you want.
But still via the broker.
Yeah,
that's
filters.
Registered on the MLS.
Yes.
Okay, so I, as a consumer, how is my journey changing? So instead of going on the property portals to source a property, are you now expecting buyers to spend more time sourcing an agent to work with as their buyer's agent? And I tell you everything I want, go find it.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the right way to do business.
All right, so that's buyers. What about sellers?
Sellers, we, as we talk, we said they're gonna have the global exposure, more buyers to their listings, so, we already, as I explained before, that this is gonna be, a big opportunity for sellers to sell their listing fast.
So you want them to be demanding the agent or selecting an agent that is registered on the MLS.
Correct.
So the same way we have broker IDs now, do you see that the MLS ID is going to be like a supplementary thing that appears on business cards to give that kind of
No. Is it just it's one of the things that at the presentation they use in America, that I will list your home at the MLS. It's like marketing tools. What marketing are you going to use? The question the interview, I want to sell my home. I interview 2-3 agents and I say, what are you going to do? The first thing they say, I will list your home at the MLS. For them, that's important.
Developers. What's in it for them?
Developers will love the system and they will benefit huge by the system. As a developer, he wants to have all the real estate brokerage in the world to sell their projects. So can you imagine you have a listing at the MLS as a brokerage and the whole world from the first minute enter the market can see it?
But is it going to be listed by the broker or the developer directly?
The developer can list their own and the brokers will sell the listings based on the commission will be offered at the MLS, which is happening a lot. And the brokerage, can advertise and sell this through their IDX, also through their websites that we're gonna have from the multiple listing, from our system that works. So again, the relationship is very fair. We establish a fair relation between all parties at the transaction. Developers will benefit. I want to go back to the developers. Developers will have the opportunity to have more professionals to sell their listings all over the world. So I have a beautiful building tower in Dubai. Today, I have a lounge and I have, let's say, 500 brokers come. Can you imagine if I put it at the MLS, 2 million brokers will see this listings. What that means to a developer? It means more cash flow, more exposure, more global, business, and have more professionals selling their inventory.
Do you think that's going to upset or rock the boat with some brokers and brokerages? Like, this is our, these developers, this is our baby.
No,
we're the ones queuing up for overnight at launches.
No. Why? Because it just gives the opportunity to the brokerage to have this listing, create their own platforms, websites, then start to market themselves and go to the global. Let's say about Coldwell Banker in America. Coldwell Banker have a very, very powerful portal that compete with Zillow today. I'm not saying it's not the same size like Zillow, but they adopt their own technology. So they're taking feed, a portal from the MLS, and they have their own, online appearance. You're talking about England Workers. You're talking about Sotheby's. All these great brands, Remax, all these brands, they're taking portal and they're building their own. This the way should work.
But like in the US, all developers will appoint an exclusive agent. But here, the developers can sell directly. So what's to incentivize? Why would the developers still continue to assign or give exclusivity to one brokerage? I'm not talking about the big developers. I'm talking about the boutique developers, one building, so on. Why would they now give it to one brokerage, the exclusive, if they can list it directly on the MLS? They
can list it directly at the MLS, and they can put the commission, and it's fair to all the brokerage to sell these units. And I think it's very fair. Like I don't think this is even an issue. For me, as a brokerage, I'll be able to go and see all the inventory in a second.
Yeah.
I don't need to go spend millions of dollars in launch event. You can do a launching event, which is great. But you don't have to say that, here's my inventory. Here's what I have left. Everything is updated in the system. Today you go to the developer and you say, what do you have? They say, oh, let me check the sheet. Oh, this unit available, this unit not available, this. And guess what? You have a buyer and the buyer is ready to buy and the unit is not available and it's already sold. You're going to be able to see the inventory for the developer at the system before you get to the open house or the showroom for the developer.
But it still depends on human input to say that this unit is now sold or under offer.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
To be at the system, you have to update the system.
What happens, and this is one, the original problem that you were solving is duplicate listings or unavailable listings. If we're still relying on human beings to update the availability.
It's AI and human being, which is, there's no duplicate. Once you have an MLS ID number, it's over. You cannot duplicate the listing. And we match the data with the Dubai Land Department, also with the addresses. So you're not going to be able to list the address 2 times.
But it can be sold and still be showing on the MLS.
If you sell it,
or booking deposit, let's say,
it show under contract or pending immediately.
Because of AI or because of a human?
Because of human and AI, both.
Okay.
But we have to get this reported by the developer or the brokerage or the agent. They have to report it. They have the ability to go to the system and put it pending. So it's pending. And they have to put the other agents. If other agents bought it, sold it, they put their MLS ID number. So show seller agent, buyer agent, both MLS ID number, and you know who sold it to who. So the 2 agents of the transaction, it's, again, there's full disclosure about all the information. Nothing hidden. And again, it's 2024. You can't do business, just hide who's who, and it doesn't work like that. Especially in real estate business.
And we do have existing businesses that are doing that broker to broker matching. So there are tech startups and there are your unofficial WhatsApp groups where everyone drops their listing, off market listings and on market listings, ready to split and so on. And then there's tech startups that working with the developers to get their available listings. And I know you're very much, there's room for everyone. We're not here to compete with anyone, but you are competing with the portals, not so much. You want to complement them, but these broker to broker or developer to broker businesses.
We're not competing. You know why?
Why?
Because, again, we have an information that be shared between professionals for all of them to make money. The only problem the only one will be upset or not happy for the system is the person that would trying to make more money than anybody else. Have to be fair. You can't just dominate. You can dominate based on your knowledge, based on your investment, based on your business, based on your how much you spend in your branding. See, I'm here in a beautiful place. You invested in your brand. You became a brand. Not everyone like you. Why? Because you put investment. You invest in yourself, in your knowledge, in your brand, in your colors. I love the colors, by the way.
Thank you.
Seriously. So you became a brand. This is we're building an opportunity for everybody to grow. But people will be, I understand, but when you come and say I'm against the MLS, that means you want to just be in your own.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair. What about if a 25 years old girl or not boy, I don't want to say boy, like they want to start business in real estate. Why they have to go through the challenge and a part-time, a person that is doing part-time or working in the morning and want to have a second job. Why they can't have an access to the MLS and have data and build their own website and put some money in social media and drive some traffic to their websites? It's an opportunity. We want to create for people to work and do business, especially real estate business in Dubai. This is the vision for Dubai, to create more jobs. To create, how many jobs? We're going to create a lot of jobs by having the MLS. A proptech company is coming from America, from all over the world to build more platforms and more technology related. It's billions of dollars in America. Jobs, just technology jobs related to the MLS. It's time, Silvia, it's time for everyone to have his own website or her own website, to have their own business, their own brand.
Yeah. And I think we're moving that way because this is something that I've spoken about on the show quite often, is that we're moving away from the agency brand to personal branding. Agents are, but mostly on social media, not necessarily having their own websites, not detaching themselves from the brokerage that they work for. So this is something new when it comes to personal branding, because right now everyone, TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn to some degree. But are we moving, does the US have it right?
Yeah.
Is it the right way? We always look at...
100%. We have people buy properties without seeing it. And the transaction is good. At the MLS, secured. Everything is happening online. It's just building the community. Building this real estate community that it's matching the world. Again, Dubai is no less than Miami or New York City, or Dubai is huge.
So me as a Dubai agent, would I be able to access the MLSs across the world?
Of course. And they will access Dubai MLS. And it's all data sharing. And Dubai have the best reputation in the world. Everybody wants to come to Dubai and travel to Dubai, invest in Dubai. So why we can't give them the source? The resource, my apology. The resource to have access. Why we have to keep going into a local circle that is not connected to the world? Until when? This is the question.
Okay. Another hot topic is AI. So what's the kind of AI component of the MLS? What can we expect from that?
AI for pictures.
Enhancement?
Of course.
Okay.
You know, and for address, for duplicate, for information, for, if someone is entering the wrong data, matching data. Matrix is a very smart platform. And, if you research Matrix, and Matrix, for us to make Matrix in Arabic was a big deal, Sylvia. It's a big deal.
And just to be clear, this is available English
Matrix
and Arabic.
And Arabic. Just to have, we translate hundreds of thousands of words. When you convince the largest company in the world without competition, CoreLogic, when I say the largest, it's the largest and the only and the most, the market share in America, to do a platform in Arabic because they believe in Dubai and Egypt and, this market. That's huge. We should be very proud and happy that, we have adopted system like Matrix and we're going to be connected to the world. The whole world even will look at us that, we're adopting this technology. It's a great advantage to us.
So you're entering, and you mentioned that you're entering 6 markets: Saudi, Egypt, Bahrain, Qatar.
Egypt, we have a great business with the government. And we're doing a platform. And, our platform is governmental, which is we have a government partnership. And we're opening also a marketplace. Sorry.
So different to here.
We choose in Dubai to be a B2B.
Right.
But in Egypt,
you have the opportunity
we're gonna be B2C.
Okay.
And B2B, which is mean we're gonna have our own portal, our own listings, and our own MLS. And
so which countries are you
Bahrain.
B2C?
Egypt is the only country that we're gonna have everything because of the partnership with the government and and the business.
And it's your hometown.
It's Egypt. I love Egypt. Yes, of course. No, I love Dubai. It's like I'm actually in Dubai more than Egypt now after I came back from America. And if you calculate the time, I'm in Dubai more than Egypt.
Than Egypt. Okay.
Yes.
So one
I
might
love Egypt.
think,
Egypt is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
one might think you've, all right, to translate this, you've bitten off too many lugmas.
yeah, correct.
Right?
Agree.
Too many lugmas.
It was like, and again, my main vision is to help and support as many real estate professionals in the Middle East. I want to help them. I want to show them that there is a way. I have people call me, wallahi, they call me and they're struggling. Because the same old way that it doesn't work for a lot of people. With all respect, don't come and say, we need more business and, there's not much. No, there is too much business you can generate for a lot of people if you have the right distribution to these people to do business. And I think we're the right distribution.
Okay.
We're going to be the right distribution to distribute business to everybody, to help everybody. Why we have to have 5% of the people selling real estate and the 95 watching them? Why we can't have the 100%? You know how
so
much
you want
people
everyone
benefit?
to become a real estate agent?
No, I don't want everybody to become real estate agents. I want the people that they're gonna have education, and we've been approached by education, and this is important.
This is my space.
Okay, so we by the way, a big part of our business is education. Is real estate business is no less than any other job, real estate job. It's a great income, great business, and people have to learn how to invest in themselves. They have to have the most, technology, the best technology, advanced, branding, education, licensing. It's a job.
even being up to date with the changes to regulations and
Yes,
so on.
rules and regulations. But the land department is doing a great job here. Like, you know, they're advanced and ahead of everybody in the Middle East.
So of all these lugmas, which one are you biting off first in terms of rollout? Dubai, 100 days. Who's next?
Egypt,
How many
Same
days?
time.
100 days? Okay.
yeah, around Egypt is done, completed 100%. But we're doing some modification. The government requested from us because that, again, Egypt is a 100 million population.
Yeah.
So the platform there is like huge, and just having the part of the listings also, and working directly with the government is more responsibility. So Egypt and Dubai now, and Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia will be next year.
Okay.
But we already have the platform has been done, and at the end of the day, you know. Like I said, it's our intention is to support the professionals and help the sellers to sell fast and the buyer to buy fast and a good price, fair market, fair opportunity to everybody.
So you got the endorsement from DLD. What does the continued relationship look like? Or is it kind of like you've got your endorsement, that's it, you're off?
No, we have workshops. Actually, we started yesterday. And we're gonna have workshop. We're gonna have pilot. We're gonna have testing. We're gonna they're hands on. Like mashallah.
Okay. I go on your website. There's a lot of services at the bottom, making it look like this is what you do: property management, mortgages, insurance, and everything else. What are these doing on the MLS platform?
We're serving all these industries, and we have more. You're getting into a very dangerous area because we have more service to offer in the future.
As partnerships, or you're going to be doing it?
As partnerships.
Okay.
We're open to partner with everybody and work with everyone.
So what are you looking for? Who do you want to reach out to you?
No, everybody wants to reach out to me. But we're open.
So are you looking for companies to come and provide?
We're open again. Like we're definitely open to work with everyone. Small agents, larger agents, portals. Again, if we find we have a solution that will serve everyone, if they believe about fair market in the business. If you're greedy, not you, I'm sorry, like, I don't mean you. You're not at the business.
If one is greedy.
If someone is greedy, they're not going to be happy. If someone try to make all the money for themselves, it's always about benefiting everyone. The economy, like the country, the economy, the government, the agents, the brokers, the developers, the portals.
Yeah. But you know as well as I do that the role of an agent is commission only. They don't get paid a basic salary. I won't use the word greedy, but I would say extremely money motivated.
Nothing wrong with that, but it's just like at the end of the day, again, it's how many transactions you're going to close in your own. I'm giving you the tools or the vehicle that will help you to close more transactions.
And you want essentially MLS to be the homepage for every agent, right? Is that why you want
this? Is happening everywhere in the world. This is my dream because I know how much this will benefit every agent. Again, I see people coming to me struggling. What we're gonna do? They start work for the developer, any developer. Then they say, I'm going to work today and I don't know how I'm going to start. She feels so bad. How I'm going to sell, what I'm going to do. Then they start doing some ads at the Instagram and Facebook. And, you're not reaching anybody. There is a process. That's why we need an education partner to support our business so we can have the whole package, not about money. The whole education, how to go and create your own business, your own brand, your own MLS ID number, your own website. Why not? Why not? Like, why we can have a website to every real estate agent in Dubai? Why not? I know some people will be upset or not happy, but it's a fact. We're in 2024.
And are you expecting any challenges with adoption?
Every day. We have a challenge every day for the last 3 years. That's good that I'm still alive. I'm serious. Like, we have a challenge. Yes. It was not easy. That was very difficult.
Which part?
Everything. From day one, coming with this. And you know that there is people is not going to be happy with the change. Because, for some reasons, like I'm making money here. My business is running, but I'm not thinking about others. How I'm gonna benefit. It just like, again, remember Kodak. It's a great example. Kodak was the biggest company, the largest company in the world.
And Blockbusters as well. Blockbusters to Netflix.
I remember when I used to go rent movies in America every Friday. And we go rent 3-4 movies. Then we go return them. And today, they never adopt technology. You like it or you don't like it or whoever, like, it's happening. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Why? Because, maybe I came early.
I'll say, Juwenik.
I'm not going there, but you can do it. It's your show.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's gonna happen. Like, and I came. The good part is I understand the culture. You know how many American company today wants to approach the market? Scary number.
American brokerages coming to
American
the Middle East.
brokerage will be open here in the Middle East. The huge number. Technology company wants to work. So that's good. Alhamdulillah, I start before anybody else. I'm way ahead of everybody. So it's again, if it's not me, you will find 100 people doing it.
Okay.
So,
but you've got the exclusivity.
so love me. Yeah.
You've
What
got
I'm
the
saying is like
license.
a small system. Again, we are 90%. See how much I'm confident of the American market. Security wise, we are the most secure platform, real estate platform in the world. We have something called defense in depth. It's layers of protection to get to our system. And we have 24/7 live security personnel in California just to watch the systems.
Right.
Because, when you think about it, we're running the American economy.
Right.
Not in Dubai or Egypt, the whole America, the whole United States of America. Transaction was $1 trillion a year. So we have the most secure, advanced, smart, intelligent, state-of-the-art platform in the world. Matrix. Today, CoreLogic is the largest company in America. So there's some small companies, there is. They can't even compete. And with all respect, they have their own markets. But the only system will run a country is CoreLogic, with all respect.
Okay.
CoreLogic can run a country.
And you've been hot news for a few days now. What's the common question you're being asked that perhaps I didn't ask you today?
The common question is...
Or common set of questions.
Yeah. Are you willing to take the heat? And I say yes.
Which heat are you expecting, Ahmed?
We don't want to get to politics. But, there's... I know that there's some people are not happy. There is... But, again, we want to benefit. Again, if you think about what I said, Silvia, we're open to everyone to work with us. We're willing to support each and every one. We don't have any greed. We're not willing to, there's no monopoly, there's nothing, we're not forcing anyone to work with our system. we're going to open the system for free to the public, not to the public, because some people is going to say, oh, they're going to open the system to the public. And no, to the public, to the real estate community for free for 60 days.
And is it just Dubai, or when can
That's
the
for
other
Dubai
Emirates
only was the land. Yes. This is, No, thank you. Don't get me to this 60 days in everywhere. No, it's too much money.
60 days or 100 days?
No, 60 days,
Okay.
2 months, not, and was restricted, how they say it, rules and regulation or whatever apply, or whatever they call
Terms
it.
and conditions
Terms
apply.
and conditions apply. Like, so don't get me in this, but we're gonna see. Go watch
Someone
Netflix.
calculate what 100 days is from today. No, I'm joking.
But once we start, we're gonna have 60 days. If you watch Netflix and you don't like it, don't renew your subscription.
Yeah.
It's very simple. If you don't like our system, too bad, we lose.
Well, the thing is, I mean, there's early adopters, and then so you don't really want to rely on that, because it gets better as it grows. At the beginning, there's going to be a lot of discovery. There's not, some people might put some listings on, not all of them. It's not.
If you take away the MLS listing access from anyone doing real estate in America, you took away their life.
Right.
Because that's the market, that's the business. This is how they make their money. They're looking at the system 25 times a day. The average
so probably
agent.
more often than their Outlook or their emails.
Yeah. It's like Facebook, MLS, Instagram, MLS, because they set their clients, their data, their information, their listing, everything at the system.
Okay. So my final question to you, unless there's something else. Any other questions that you're being asked?
No, let's see. It's just like, it's exciting having all
No,
this
because I
question.
want to close with my final question.
Tell me.
Are you ready for it or no? There's
No,
more.
I'm ready.
No. There's more questions that you've been asked
No,
that
no,
I
no,
haven't
we're good.
asked you.
No,
Did
we're
I
good.
cover everything?
You cover you're
Did
great.
I leave no stone unturned?
No.
We can put that in the description. She left no stone unturned in this exclusive interview, and you're not going to repeat this, are you? You're not going to do another one.
No. I no.
You're
I
done.
promise. No. Thank you.
Right. This is my final question. What is your North Star, and what does success look like? In the tech startup world, we have this thing called the North Star, right? It's like, when are you going to sit back and say, I did it? What needs to happen? What does that day look like?
When I have at least 50% of the market in Dubai and Egypt and the Middle East doing business at the MLS. When I see people building their own websites, making money, generating income, using the system, I will say I made it. There was a story behind it. And I'm just going to be honest to you about it. And I never been open about this. And why I built the system. And why I dropped everything. And by the way, my business was very successful. So it's not like I finished something and I was like trying. I was doing great. I was in the peak of my business with England Workers. And I love England Workers, by the way. I got a stroke in my eyes. In my right eye. And at the time I had the stroke at the hospital in America, I love cars. I love watches. I love to travel. I love too many things like any normal human being. And at the time I was in the bed and I hear the microphone saying stroke alert at the whole hospital. I realized that the cars and the money and all this stuff is not worth it.
Right.
That was the biggest lesson in my life. From this day, I decided that I want to help as much people as I can, because I realized that what's gonna left after we die is how people will remember us.
Okay, Mother Teresa over here. There's more,
I don't want to end it this way, but it's the truth.
There's better causes than real estate
It is the
agents.
truth. I'm sorry about that, but like it is a true
You're not going to
story.
get the Nobel Peace
And that
Prize
was the
or-
main motive for me to help people. That was the main motive for me to help people. Because I realized that, seeing people happy, help them, don't get me wrong. I want to make money, yes. I have kids and they're high maintenance, like it's just like I have girls and they're high maintenance. So they spend a lot of money.
It was your wake up call.
It was a wake up call for me. Yes. Absolutely.
You thought you were going to die?
I'm sorry?
You thought you were going to die?
Yes. I was dead, actually. I was dead. I had a stroke and in this right eye. It was very small. It was a big story. Everybody in America knows about it. Like all my friends and my colleagues. And I was almost 6 months in a therapy because my face was...
collapsed. When you
Yeah. But I was, I came back. And I'm building the MLS.
Salamtek.
Allah يسلمك.
And
Shukran.
I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you. You've been very hard.
Was
The
I?
questions, yes.
Okay.
You're very smart and your questions is so deep, which
You know
is,
why?
you know exactly what you're doing.
Because I've been doing this for 20 years. So I'm not treating you as a host. I'm treating you as you've stepped into my brokerage and you're trying to pitch me to 200 agents, 5,000 dirhams. These are the exact same questions I'd be asking you. Well, I'm sure you're going to be back.
Absolutely.
Maybe 120 days to tell some stories about how your launch went, what your findings were, because you're going to have some incredible insights once you've launched. And well, you already do have incredible insights, but I'm looking forward to that episode. So
Same page.
really lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Great chat. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I hope
having
you
me.
enjoyed that special interruption to the season with Ahmed Elbatrawy, founder of Arab MLS. If someone's interested, what do they do now? They go on the website?
They just visit the website and, register just their interest. That's all.
ArabMLS.ae.
Dubai MLS.
DubaiMLS.ae. Register your interest. Thank you very much. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you very much.